It's 2:47 in the morning. Your room is completely silent except for the faint hum of your phone charger. The rest of the world is asleep. The streets outside are empty. The people you know are dreaming. But you are still here. Your eyes burn every time you blink. Your neck aches. Your body is exhausted. And yet your thumb keeps moving. Up, up, up. You don't even remember deciding to open the app. One second you were checking a message, the next you were watching a stranger renovate a cabin in the woods, then a cooking video, then a conspiracy theory, then a celebrity scandal, then a motivational clip telling you to stop wasting time. And somehow, 45 minutes disappeared. The strangest part? You know you're not enjoying it anymore. You want to stop. You tell yourself, just one more. Then another. Then another. The screen keeps changing, but the feeling never does. Because what you're experiencing isn't a failure of discipline. It's the result of one of the most sophisticated psychological systems ever built. Thousands of engineers, billions of dollars, decades of behavioral research, all focused on a single question. How do we keep a human being looking at a screen for just a little longer? This is Brain Booster TV, and tonight we're pulling back the curtain on the machine that has quietly colonized your attention. Because the truth is far stranger than most people realize. You are not fighting your phone. You are fighting millions of years of evolution, and evolution is losing. Think about a slot machine. Not because social media is exactly like gambling, but because both exploit the same weakness in the human brain: uncertainty. Imagine a machine that gave you a reward every single time you pulled the lever. You would get bored almost immediately. Now imagine a machine that sometimes gives you nothing, sometimes gives you something small, and occasionally gives you something amazing. Suddenly, you can't walk away. Not because of what you found, but because of what you might find next. That is the secret behind infinite scrolling. Every swipe carries a tiny promise. Maybe the next post will make you laugh. Maybe it will shock you. Maybe it will teach you something important. Maybe it will change your life. Most of the time it doesn't, but it only has to work occasionally. The possibility is enough. Your brain becomes trapped in a cycle of anticipation, not satisfaction, anticipation. And anticipation is one of the most powerful drugs the human mind can produce. The platforms understand this perfectly. That's why the feed never ends. Have you ever noticed that books have chapters, movies have credits, songs have endings, even meals have empty plates? The physical world is full of stopping points, moments that signal completion, moments that give your brain permission to move on. Infinite scroll erased those moments. There is no final page, no conclusion, no natural place to stop, just another swipe and another and another. The moment you stop scrolling, something uncomfortable begins to happen. The noise fades, the stimulation disappears, and suddenly you're left alone with your own thoughts. For many people, that's the real reason the phone is so difficult to put down. Not because the content is irresistible, because silence feels unfamiliar. Without notifications, without videos, without updates, without endless distractions, you are forced to meet the person underneath all the noise. The person who has been waiting patiently for your attention, the person you've been scrolling away from. And that realization changes everything, because the real product being sold isn't entertainment, it isn't information, it isn't connection, it's escape. Escape from boredom, escape from uncertainty, escape from loneliness, escape from ourselves. The phone didn't create that need. It simply discovered how to monetize it. And once you see that, something remarkable happens. The spell begins to weaken, because awareness creates distance. The next time your thumb reaches for the screen automatically, you'll notice it. The next time an app pulls you into another hour of scrolling, you'll recognize the hook. And the moment you can see the mechanism, you are no longer completely inside it. That's what the platforms fear most. Not regulation, not competition, not new technology, conscious users. Because the algorithm is powerful, but it has one weakness. It only works best when you stop paying attention. The moment you become aware of what's happening, the machine loses a little of its power. And that tiny moment of awareness, that is where your freedom begins.